Hi, and thank you for watching Cooking with Victoria. I hope you all are doing wonderful today. It is a beautiful day outside. The wind is blowing very hard here, and we are expecting some rain. But in lieu of, it still has been a blessed day. Today we are going to do a video on how to cook, how to fry, better yet, spare ribs. And these are pork spare ribs. All right, St. Louis style. Okay, so now to do this, what you'll want to do is wash your ribs. Of course, whatever your method is for washing and cleaning your ribs. For me, what I did was I like lime and lemon, so I actually took lime after I scored my meat, and I did my pre-rinse first, and then I cut my lime up and I squeezed it onto the meat and actually let it sit in a bowl for about 5 minutes so it can cut, start cutting through that grease that's on the meat. It's not going to get all of the grease, but it's going to get most of it. And then I'll rinse it off, and then I'll go through and I'll pour some sea salt on top of my meat, and I'll rub the meat together because that provides friction for the salt to do the rest of the cutting and to get whatever grime is left. And I actually will let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll go and rinse it off. And this is what we get, okay? And so you can do that as a slab, or you can go ahead and just cut them up individually. For myself, what I did was I did it as a slab. It's much easier because you have one piece of meat that you're working with. Now, when I did the salt portion, I went ahead and I cut them up. I have meat scissors, so that are made especially for meat only, and so I used my scissors and I cut the meat, in between the bone. So in between two bones, and you go down the middle, you cut them up. Before you cut up your ribs, if you turn them over and you see a thick white type of skin on the back, that's called membrane, you'll want to pull that off. You can sometimes, it might already be a little loose, and you can just start slowly pulling it off, or you may have to take a very sharp knife and get it started and then slowly pull it off. If you do that, that will help your ribs to be a lot more tender when it comes time for you to actually cook them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, since they're already clean, I'm going to go ahead and rub some mustard onto my ribs. As you can see here, I have some organic yellow mustard. I'm going to rub my ribs in the mustard, and so you can go ahead and get your spices together. This is what I like to use. I have it in a bowl already. I have some brown sugar. I have some garlic there. I have chili powder. I have, this is onion powder. I have my adobo. And also, I'm sorry, in the chili powder, I forgot to mention, there's paprika in there as well. And that's all I'm going to use. I'm not using anything else. And I also have black pepper there. And so I'm going to mix that all up. And if you, I'm gonna mix that all up. And I'm going to also put that in with the mustard. And then I have my flour here already ready to go. You want to use self-rising flour. If you use all-purpose flour, that's fine. But if you do, just like when you fry chicken, you probably want to add a little baking powder to it just to help it, kind of be, you want that fluffy prettiness. So then that's black pepper. I just have to stir it in, and it's good to go. And in my flour, I basically put all the same seasonings in it except for the brown sugar. Okay? All right, so here we go. So this is what my meat looks like with the mustard, and yours will look similar. And of course, you put it on both sides. Just squeeze it on top, a nice little size, and just rub it all over your ribs, back and front. And as you notice, I got my soapy dishwater with a tap of bleach in it, because when you're working with meat, you want to ensure that you are, killing all bacteria that you can, right? Because you don't want to cross-contaminate. You don't want to E. coli yourself or your friends and your family. So, just keep that, on hand. I'm not wearing any gloves. I don't wear any jewelry when I'm dealing with raw meat like so, when I got to get my hands into it. No jewelry, nothing, because you don't want it to get on your jewelry. Because if you do, then you have to go and get jewelry cleaner and you have to clean it, and I'd rather avoid that. All right, so now we're going to add our seasonings to it. All of those dry ingredients that I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and mixed them up, and now I'm going to put them on my ribs. And I know it looks like I'm on my counter, but I'm not. If you look, you'll see I have a clear cutting board that I do everything on. And this will go in the sink when I'm done. Okay? So here we go. We're going to put our dry seasonings on. Okay, so here we are with our seasonings rubbed in to our meat. It'll look like so on both sides, back and front. And now what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and make sure we have our oil in our pan, our frying pan, and that we put it on medium-high heat. So on my stove, I have 1 to 10, and I'm going to put it on 4. That's medium-high heat. Okay, so here is my pan. It is on, like I said, number 4. You can see those lines in there. That means my oil is hot. And you can see the little brown in there. That's because I already did a pre-test to make sure, but I'm going to do it again on camera for you guys. You see that? That means my oil is hot and ready to go. That's what you want, because you don't want your ribs to be sitting in oil that is not sizzling, because if you do, your ribs will come out oily and it won't taste the best. So always make sure your oil is hot by doing just what I showed you. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get our ribs coated in our flour, and we're going to start putting them in our oil. I'm coating my rib, and after you coat it, you just want to shake it, and you can either put it directly into your frying pan, or you can coat about 4 of them, shake them. I'm going to transfer mine to a paper plate like so. You guys know I'm the queen of paper plates because it makes for a what? Easy, quick cleanup. Yes, indeed. So just keep coating them like so. Shake the extra off. And the reason why you shake the extra off is because you want to make sure that you, when you're frying, that you don't have a bunch of flour left in your oil. You don't want a bunch of brown, dark brown, sometimes it'll turn black, flour droplets. So that's why you shake it off, to prevent as much excess as possible in your oil. Alright, I'm going to do one more. Sorry about that. You're seeing my soapy water too, because I got a bunch of stuff over here. I should have used my other side. I got plenty of room, but I just like it over here because I have my light for filming over here. All right. So I've got flour all over my hands, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands now. All right, so now we're gonna add our ribs to our oil. And here we go, like so. See how it's sizzling immediately? Immediately. Sizzling. Immediate. And that's all the room I've got for 4. See how the oil is covering? So now I'm going to go wash my hands real quick, coat the rest of them, and get those ready to go in when these come out. Now, if it doesn't completely cover, because it's covering and it's not covering, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to watch these, I'm going to let them cook for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take my tongue and I'm going to flip them. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. I wanted to come back and let you all know that with my meal I'm making baked beans, which these have been cooking for a long time. These are canned beans, but I add some additional ingredients to them. And I also have made homemade potato salad. So I have my eggs boiled for the potato salad, because I've already done everything else. I just need to, these are cooled, I need to break them up and chop them up and put them in my potato salad. I did that last night because I knew what I was going to cook for you guys today. Alright, so I'm going to do that while I'm waiting on my ribs to cook, and I'll come back and show you how they look after 5 minutes. We got 4 minutes left. Alright, our timer has gone off, which means it's time to flip our ribs. So here we go, we're flipping. And just want you to see how they look before I flip them. This is the side that was not submerged in oil. This is the side that is submerged in oil. Flipping. Flipping. And flipping. Alright. So they are flipped, and now we're going to set our timer for 5 minutes, and we'll come back and take them out and do our next batch. Second set of 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull them off because they are ready, and also I can start to see the meat separate from the bone. That's another way you'll know that they're done, if you look at the ends of them, okay? Put them in on our cooling rack and get our second group of ribs cooking. Alright, I got them on the cooling rack, and I have put my other ribs in my oil. Here they are. And I am going to set my timer for 5 minutes. And I'll see you guys in 5 minutes to put them on the opposite, on the, to flip them. I'm going to pull these off. Right there on our cooling rack, and I don't know if you can hear that, and they are going to cool down. So now what I'm going to do is get everything put together for you. Get my potato salad out the fridge. I got my baked beans on the stove. Get everything plated up. Now what you can do is take your favorite sauce and warm it up in a skillet on the stove, and you can put it on the side, or if you prefer, you can slather it on your ribs, whatever your choice is. I'm going to show you both. Alright, the sauce I'm going to use is Sweet Baby Ray's Honey Barbecue. I'll go ahead and get that on the skillet, and I'll come back and show you the ribs coated. And you'll basically just, you can take a brush, or you can put the sauce in a bowl and put the ribs in a bowl and do that shake bake method and just shake it up. I'll give you this 360. Close up on the rib. Yes. Yes. Another 360. Get my ribs on there good, y'all. here is the plate with the ribs with the sauce. Alright, let's go in and give you guys a take a wonderful look at this. We got the baked beans. Yes, indeed. We got the potato salad. And we got our ribs. Let's look at those ribs. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Yes, indeed. I'll give you another 360. Baked beans. Potato salad. And we come back around to the ribs. Lord have mercy. Y'all know what I'm about to do. I'm about to take a bite. Let's do it. Take that bite right up in here. First, we offer it to you. Father God, thank you right now. Amen. See how done that is? Thank you for watching Cooking with Victoria. Make this for your mother on Mother's Day. For your wife, for your sister. Just make it for anybody that you love. They will certainly appreciate you. God bless you and thank you for supporting me. Give me a thumbs up, comment, please subscribe and share. And if you do make it, drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Love you all. Be blessed. Alright. Oh yes. I'm gonna drink a 365 cola. No high fructose corn syrup. Alright, love y'all. Bye-bye. Just beautiful.